So once you have installed your Node version, all you need to do is to open the terminal, in case if you're on Mac or Linux, or command shell or command prompt or PowerShell, CMD or PowerShell if you're on Windows, and confirm the installation is successful by writing this command node-v. This will display the version that you are using. I'm using 18.12.1. I would recommend you using the same version. So if you have installed some other version, I mean, it's not going to cause any problems in 99.99% of the cases, but it is better if we are all on the same lines, and that's why I am recommending for this version. If you have already installed it, you can reinstall or upgrade it with the same setup the way you followed. Or if you have not installed it yet, I would recommend you using the same version. And then yarn-v, again yarn version. For a yarn you have to do npm install -g yarn. Okay, this is the command to install. -g is global. Npm would be pre-installed once you install the node, and then you can do this installation to install the yarn. Okay, and again this is very simple and straightforward process, so I'm not going much into the depth of this. Now moving on, once you have done this, now let's see what this is. So we have this Next.js docs testing. Okay, and we will run this command to generate the boilerplate. Now what is exactly boilerplate? So let's say you are making a building. Okay, so while making a building, or I think better would be you're making an aircraft engine. Okay, so there is a lot of components that is inside of aircraft engine, right? They have lots of nuts, bolts, and then there are propellers and so many things. So there are few things that are standard, standard components in lot of machinery items, and since you don't have to make it again and again for standard sizings, they are ready made. You can use them as ready made. So that is what the role of boilerplate is. Boilerplate gives you a ready-made code, which is like an initial starter code that you can use and build upon it to make your application, so that you don't have to put a lot of effort in optimizing that boilerplate. It is already very optimized and it is very developer friendly, and for that purpose we use these boilerplates. So this create next app is one of the commands that gives you, fetches the boilerplate and sets up the development for you, so that you don't have to worry about all of that. So we will copy this code. This is under Next.js docs testing. You can always type Next.js docs testing and you will get these results. So testing Next.js, and then there will be lot of testing manuals, like there is Cypress and Playwright and Jest, and now v-jest is also there. So majorly Cypress and Playwright is for E2E testing, meaning that a bot will go to the browser, open the URL and perform the tests. However, unit testing is another domain. Okay, if this is integration testing, there are a lot of terminologies that we will go into, but for now just focus on this. So unit testing is basically testing your code and expecting the behavior, asserting the behavior the way it should be. Okay, so we will be going into this Next.js jest library. So if I scroll down, and you can see that this page loads lazily. Once I reach a particular point, then only it loads. So this is another example of lazy loading also. Okay, this all this is to save resources and everything, maybe API calls that is happening in the backend. So setting up jest, so here it is set up, so I think we are little above here. So yeah, here you can pick in the quick start, you can copy this command, and then you can just go here and type this command. Okay, and wait for it to be complete, and it will ask need to install the following packages. You can just select yes. Now let it download and complete, and once it is done, then I will see you in the next video.